Hello, how are you viewers? This lecture is regarding economy of Pakistan. In this lecture, we will discuss complete statistical data regarding Pakistan. That is, what is the GDP, GDP rank, GDP growth, GDP per capita, and GDP per capita rank, and what is the contribution of the sectors to the GDP, and what is our export, import, and who are our export and import partner. We will also discuss the world top 10 GDP countries and our where is our rank in the world GDPs, and what is the current population and total external debt. So Pakistan is a developing country. Its currency is rupiah, and the fiscal year of Pakistan starts from 1st July up to 30 June. Pakistan is also a member of some prominent international organization. We will discuss them one by one. The first one is Economic Cooperation Organization. Economic Cooperation Organization was first founded in 1985. Its headquarters is in Tehran, Iran, and currently it has 10 members country and 1 observer country. But unfortunately, this ECO is not too much active nowadays. Pakistan is also a member of South Asian Free Trade Area, SAFTA. SAFTA came into being in an agreement which was signed during 2004, but this SAFTA organization was established in 2006. It consists of all South Asian countries, which are Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. But SAFTA is also not performing well due to the Indian presence in this organization. Pakistan is the member of WTO, World Trade Organization. The headquarters of WTO is in Switzerland, Geneva. There are total 166 members of WTO, and WTO consists of 89% of the global trade and global GDP. In this map, you can see these all countries are the members of WTO. WTO was formed at 1st January 1995. This is the further detail regarding WTO. Pakistan is also a member of AIIB, the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, which is a multilateral development bank and international financial institution, and its headquarters is in Beijing, China. Currently, it has 110 members. And these are the further detail of AIIB. Pakistan is also a signatory to ADB, Asian Development Bank. Asian Development Bank is a regional development bank which is established on 19 December 1966, and its headquarters is in Manila, Philippines. Asian Development Bank was established on 19 December 1966, and currently ADB has 69 member countries. You can also see the member countries on this map. Pakistan is also a member of SAARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. SAARC is also South Asian organization. The member countries are all South Asian countries. SAARC comprises of 3% of the world land area. You can see this on the map. This is the SAARC countries area. There are total 8 members and 9 observers, and it is established on 8 December 1985. SAARC was founded in Dhaka, Bangladesh on 8 December 1985, but its secretariat is based in Kathmandu, Nepal. Pakistan is also a strong member of OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation. You can see the map on this world map. The member state, observer state, and suspended. OIC is an intergovernmental organization founded in 1969. It consists of 57 member states, 48 of which are Muslims majorities. Pakistan is a developing country, and the current population of Pakistan is 254 million or 25 crore 44 lakh. This is the current population of Pakistan, while the total GDP of Pakistan is 375 billion US dollar. Pakistan total GDP during 2024 is $375 billion. It is the nominal GDP. First, we have to define GDP. GDP, or gross domestic product, is a widely used indicator to measure the size and growth of a country's economy. GDP represents the total value of all final goods and services produced within a country's borders over a specific period, usually a year. GDP includes personal consumer expenditure, gross investment, government spending, and net exports. GDP does not include intermediate goods, transfer payments, and non-monetary transactions. Nominal GDP of Pakistan is 375 billion US dollar, while the purchasing power parity GDP of Pakistan is 1.6 trillion US dollar. Nominal GDP measures the total value of goods and services produced within a country's border using current market prices. Nominal GDP is affected by inflation, which means that an increase in nominal GDP may not necessarily reflect an increase in the actual quantity of goods and services produced. Real GDP, on other hand, measures the total value of goods and services produced adjusted for inflation. It uses constant prices, usually from a base year, to calculate the value of goods and services. Real GDP provides a more accurate picture of economic growth as it removes the effects of inflation. Difference between nominal and real GDP: inflation adjustment. Nominal GDP does not account for inflation, while real GDP adjusts for inflation. Price level: nominal GDP uses current market prices, while real GDP uses constant prices from a base year. Economic growth: nominal GDP may show growth due to inflation, while real GDP reflects actual changes in the quantity of goods and services produced. GDP purchasing power parity adjusts for differences in the cost of living between countries. It uses a common price index, usually the US price index, to compare the purchasing power of different countries. PPP GDP takes into account price differences. PPP adjusts for differences in price between countries. Exchange rate: PPP considers the exchange rates between countries. Purchasing power parity is a measure of the price of specific goods in different countries and is used to compare the absolute purchasing power of the country's currencies. PPP is effectively the ratio of the price of a market basket at one location divided by the price of the basket of goods at different location. GDP rank: a nominal, Pakistan is the 43rd in the world in GDP nominal ranking, while the purchasing power parity, Pakistan is the 24th largest economy in the world. GDP growth: GDP growth rate of Pakistan is 6.2%, was 6.2% during 2022, which was the highest almost in the previous our history, one of highest. But during 2023, our GDP growth rate was first time it goes in the minus figure, and which was minus 0.2. First time in the history our GDP goes in minus during 2023, and currently our GDP growth rate is 2.4%. GDP growth: what is GDP growth? GDP growth is the increase in our GDP figure in the previous 1 year. For example, currently we have 375 billion US dollar GDP, and the increase in 2025, the percentage increase will be our GDP growth rate in the next year. GDP per capita: nominal GDP per capita of Pakistan is $1,588 per head, while the PPP GDP per capita is $6,791 per head. GDP per capita rank: we are in the world 158 in case of nominal, while in case of purchasing power parity we are in the our rank is 138. In terms of GDP per capita, Pakistan is on the worst position. GDP by sector: our total GDP comprises of three main sectors. One is agriculture, one is industry, and the third one is services. Pakistan agriculture sector have 23% share, while industrial sector have 18% share in our economy, and services sector have 58% share. Agriculture sector is the primary sector of our economy, which comprise of which gave almost 23% share to our economy. All the developed country have less percentage of share from agriculture sector, but the poor country have a great share from this primary sectors. Produces finished usable product are involved in constructions. This sector takes the output of primary sectors, raw materials, and create finished goods suitable for sale to domestic business or consumer and for exports. Service sector, which is also called tertiary sector of the economy, has 58% share in the Pakistan GDP. It is also known as the economic cycle. The tertiary sector consists of the provision of services instead of end products. Services, also known as intangible goods, include attention, advice, access, experience, and effective labor. Services may involve the transport, distribution, and sale of goods from a producer to a consumer, as may happen in wholesaling and retailing, pest control, or financial services. Current inflation in Pakistan is 4.1%, which dropped from 38% during 2023. Base borrowing rate is 15%. Population below poverty line is 25.4%, which is one of the highest figure. 25% of population is below poverty line in Pakistan. It means that in each 4 personnel, 1 person is below poverty line. 25.4% of Pakistani are earning less than $3.2 a day. In Pakistani rupee, their income is less than 27,000 per month. All those persons in Pakistan whose income is less than 27,000 rupees per month, they all are living below poverty line. 2% are in extreme poverty, while in extreme poverty there are 8% are living in the 8% of our rural population is in extreme poverty, while in urban there are only 0.3% in extreme poverty. Extreme poverty is that case in which the people don't have access to the basic needs of life. They don't have access to the basic human needs like food, safe drinking water, sanitation facilities, health, shelter, education, and information. In terms of Gini coefficient, Pakistan rank is 31.6%, which is medium and which is almost worst, not in a good. While in Human Development Index, HDI, Human Development Index, Pakistan points is 0.564, which is low. If we compare worldwide, it is 164th. While during 2023, it was 0.3, which was better, 134th in the world. Human Development Index, HDI, is a statistical composite index of life expectancy, education, mean year of schooling completed, and expected year of schooling upon entering the education system, and per capita income indicators, which is used to rank countries into 4 tiers of human development. In HDI, lifespan, education, GNI per capita, these things are compared worldwide. This concept was first developed by a Pakistani economist, Mahbubul Haq, during 1960s. In the world map, you can see the green one or have the highest GNI. They have 0.95, more than 0.95. You can see that Northern America, Europe, and Australia have a highest Human Development Index, while Asia and Southern America, it have some moderate. South Asia and Central Africa have the worst kind of Human Development Index. Total labor force of Pakistan is 71.7 million people. Out of 250. Total population of Pakistan is 254 million, while the labor force is 71 million. Remember, labor force are those people in a country whose age is more than 16 years and less than 64 years, and they are willing to work and they have the capability to work, but still they could not find any work. But if they could not find any work, they would be called unemployed, and if they find work, they will be called employed. And the population between 16 years and 64 years is called labor force of a country. Our labor force is consumed in three sectors. Economy has three main sectors. Our labor force is consumed in these three sectors. The one is agriculture sector, which consumes 34% of our labor force. The second one is industry. In our industries, we have 25% of our labor force, while in services sector, we have consumed 37% of our labor force. But the issue is in the agriculture sector. Our greatest chunk of labor force is although consumed in the agriculture system, which is 37%. But still, the output of agriculture system is too much low, because the total share of agriculture system in the GDP is only 18 and 19%. While in industrial sector, we have consumed 25%, and still it has also its contribution is also almost 19%, while the services sector is performing too much well, because we have consumed only 37% of our labor force in services sector, but the output and the share of the services sector in our GDP is more than 58%. Unemployment rate in the Pakistan is 5%, which is natural unemployment rate. 5% is natural unemployment, which means that a lot of people are switching their jobs or have some seasonal unemployment. This is too much natural. No country can reduce this 5% unemployment. So it's too much natural. It's not bad for an economy, and it cannot be recovered. So unemployment rate is pretty in limit. The main industries of Pakistan are textile, apparel, food processing, pharmaceutical, surgical instrument, construction material, fertilizer, overseas remote freelancing, safe food, luxury products, technology, paper products, automotive, telecommunication, marbles, glass manufacturing, ship breaking, ornamentation, banking, energy, precious minerals and metals, defense industry, media, education, tourism, financial services, human resources. Agriculture sector is also called primary sector of the economy, and it includes industry involved in the extraction and production of raw materials such as farming, logging, fishing, forestry, and mining. In developing countries, the primary sector or agriculture sector have a large portion of the economy, while in the developed countries, the agriculture sector or primary sector have less portion of economy. If we see in the USA, they have only 1% share from the agriculture sector in their total GDP. Industrial sector, also called secondary sector of the economy. The secondary sector of the economy is an economic sector in the three sector theory that describe the role of manufacturing. Secondary sector produce a finished usable product or are involved in construction. It uses raw material and metals like woods, metals from primary sector, and creates finished goods suitable for sale to domestic business or consumption and for export. Secondary sector or industrial sector generally consume large quantity of energy, require factories and use machineries. They are often classified as light or heavy based. They also produce waste heat, and create pollution, which are negative externalities. And the example are textile production, car manufacturing, and handicraft. Those nations who export manufactured products tend to generate higher GDP growth. 20 largest country by industrial output in PPP according to IMF. The first one is China, which have 11,261 billion US dollar export from industrial sector. European Union has 5,700, US 4,000. Total exports of Pakistan is 38.9, almost 39 billion US dollar in the current budget 2024. And the main exports goods are textile, food, chemicals and pharmaceuticals, leather goods, sports goods and petroleum. Main export partner of Pakistan are USA. We are exporting our 17.5% product to the USA. USA have more share in our export, and so therefore USA is the most important country for Pakistan. While we are exporting 8.7% of our export to the China and 6.7% to the UAE. UAE, the third most largest export partner of Pakistan. The fourth one is UK, 6.5%, Germany 4.9%, Spain 4.7%, Netherlands 4.4%, Italy 3.6%, and then Turkey, European Union. The total import of Pakistan is 63 billion US dollar. Now compare, Pakistan have 39 billion US dollar of export, while import is 63.3 billion US dollar, which there is a huge trade deficit to Pakistan. There is 24 billion US dollar trade deficit to Pakistan. Therefore, we are continuously gaining more and more loans. Some trade deficit is compensated through aids from the friendly countries, and now currently, luckily, the Pakistani are sending a huge amount of foreign remittances, which is also a blessing for Pakistan. Import goods of Pakistan are petroleum, agriculture, chemicals, machinery, food, metal, textile, transport. Our main import partners are China. We are importing 25.4% of our total import from China, while our export to China is just 7.5%. So there is a huge trade deficit in trade between China and Pakistan. China is a surplus country, and Pakistan is facing trade deficit while trading with China. We are importing from UAE, which is 11.9%. The third import partner is Saudi with 8.4%, Singapore with 4.6%, Indonesia with 4.5%, UK 3.6%, Kuwait 3.4%, Russia 2%, Turkey. FDI stock 31 billion US dollar. Current account deficit is minus 2.557 billion US dollar. Gross external debt. Pakistan gross external debt is currently 126 billion US dollar. Total external debt of Pakistan is 126 billion US dollar. Government debt is 61% of GDP. Budget balance is minus 6.8% of GDP. Revenue. Pakistan is collecting revenue of 12.5% of GDP. It is 13,269 billion rupees, or 47 billion US dollar. And this revenue is collected through various type of taxes. Expenses. The expenses of Pakistan is 19.3% of GDP. In PKR, it is 20,476 rupees, or you can say it 72 billion US dollar, which is 19% of GDP. Our total GDP is 375 billion US dollar, in which revenue is 12% of GDP and expenses is 19% of GDP. While economic aid generally we are receiving in a year is almost 2.7 billion US dollar. In credit rating, Pakistan have CC plus and CAA2 and a positive outlook in Moody's, while Pitch have predicted that Pakistan has CCC plus and outlook is positive. And our foreign reserve is currently 16 billion US dollar. The top 15 countries by GDP in 2024. The first one is the USA. United States of America is the first in GDP with the 25.43 trillion US dollar. The second one in the world is China with 14.72 trillion dollar. The third country in terms of GDP in the world is 4.25 4.25 trillion dollar is Japan. Germany is the fourth one with 3.85 trillion dollar. India is the fifth one with 3.41 trillion dollar. UK, United Kingdom, the sixth one with 2.67 trillion dollar. France is the seventh with 2.63 trillion. Russia is the eighth with 2.24 trillion dollar. Canada is the ninth largest country in terms of GDP with 2.16 trillion. The 10th one is Italy with 2.04 trillion. Brazil 1.92 trillion. Australia 1.69 trillion. South Korea, a small country, 1.67 trillion. Mexico 1.46 trillion, and the Spain is 1.41 trillion. Most of these countries belong to North America and European Union. From Asia, China, Russia, Japan, and India are in the top 10. What is GDP per capita? GDP per capita is the total GDP of a country divided by its total population. It means that average a person of a country have how much income in a year. So the top countries is Luxembourg is the most richest country in term of GDP per capita, because the GDP per capita in Luxembourg is $1,42,000. Singapore $1,27,000. Ireland $1,26,000. Norway $1,14,000. Qatar $1,14,000. UAE $87,000. Switzerland $83,000. United States $76,000. Denmark $74,000. Netherlands $69,000. Brunei $69,000. Iceland $69,000. Hong Kong $69,000. Austria $67,000. Belgium $65,000. Sweden $64,000. Germany $63,000. Australia $62,000. And Bahrain $61,000. Then Saudi Arabia $59,000. Then Finland, Canada, Kuwait, Malta, France, Macau, UK, New Zealand, Italy, South Korea, Slovenia, Czech Republic, Cyprus, Israel, Lithuania, Estonia, Spain, Japan. Japan is 45,000. In case of GDP per capita, Japan is the 38th largest, while in case of GDP, total GDP, Japan is the world's third largest economy. Then Poland, Hungary, Romania, Oman, Portugal, Georgia, Guyana, Croatia, Bahamas, Latvia, Panama, Slovakia, Turkey, Greece, Russia. Russia is the top 10 in terms of GDP, while in terms of GDP per capita, per head, how many dollars are earning average in a year? So Russia is the 52 number in the world with $36,000. Saint Kitts, Bulgaria, Malaysia, Kazakhstan, Chile, Uruguay, Trinidad, Montenegro, Mauritius, Argentina, Costa Rica, Maldives, Serbia, Libya, Dominican Republic, Mexico, China. Yeah, actually I was showing you people China, that the China is the world's second largest economy with a $14.5 trillion GDP. But in terms of GDP per capita, China is in the 72 serial number in the world ranking. So the average money the people have in China is not too much good. So they are the middle class people, not the richest people. It's 21,000 US dollar, and Iran have 18,000 US dollar. So there is a small difference between China and the rest of the country. Check now, you can check Pakistan is on 129 in the world ranking, and it is 6,437 GDP per capita. And this is the list you can watch.